Yeah, welcome to the dojo, baby, man. Have no fear, TyKwonDoe is here, man. Listen, I'm about to drop a bomb on y'all today, bro. Listen, this topic, this video, this explanation, I give it a high chance of changing your life, bro, and changing the way you see things and changing the way you navigate the world. If you ever seen my video on, the levels of mental complexity in the allegory of the cave, this is going to be one of those kind of videos, and it'll be all about meditation, mindfulness, anxiety, and just overall consciousness in general. And then I'm going to be going in depth on the science part of it, the spiritual part of it, and the practice of it all, and why it's so important. Now, before I play this video, it's not just going to be a reaction to this. I'm going to actually be pulling up, actual articles, scientific articles, and going in depth and explaining everything. But I want y'all to understand the intro to this. So what's about to happen is, this is a monk, and he's going to be meditating, and they're going to be looking at his brain waves while he meditates. If you don't know, there's multiple different types of brain waves. I believe 5 or 6. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but they noticed that when he was meditating, he was able to hold the highest frequency of brain waves for a period of time that they didn't even know was possible, right? Now, I'm going to get into detail what happens when you have those high frequency brain waves, why they last so short, why it's important that you do that, and we're going to get into all the science of it, right? But I want y'all to realize is that with him holding them brain waves for such a high frequency and such a long amount of time, it startled them, because it showed what meditation can do. Now, a lot of these gurus get on the internet and just be like, oh, meditate. And they're not really talking about the exact benefits. They're not getting into the details. They're not getting into the science of it. But this is where I like what I have on my platform, and I want to encourage more. This is why I'm glad when I see y'all ask for these kind of things, because if you look at a lot of people on the YouTube platform, a lot of them have one-way communities. You know what I'm saying? With us, with the dojo, and even if you're new here, even if it's your first video watching me, welcome to the dojo, baby. But listen, other people communities tend to be single-minded, so they might have a YouTube platform for entertainment only. They might be on there for game, giving you dating advice. They might be only on there for life advice. They might be only on there for playing the game, literally video games. They might be like, listen, it's so many things that people get on a one-way track with, and we do it all in the dojo. I'll drop a gameplay video, I'll drop a dating advice video, I'll drop a life advice video, I'll drop a just pure reaction for funniness and entertainment, just relaxing. And I love that because it embraces the freedom that I have as a creator. And I guess what, when I think of creating, I think of multiple things that I could bring to y'all, and this being one of them. Now, why is this so important to me? Why am I making this video? Why should you even finish this whole video? Bro, let me put it in perspective. Through your day-to-day life, right? Just look at the world around you. The world is constantly moving. It's almost like a highway with, the cars just constantly driving, constantly moving. What you need to realize is that if you stay in this flow of traffic forever, you're like a sheep amongst the herd of the flock. All of these things that you do in life, they can become, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost like a robot. You almost get into the flow of the traffic. You wake up at the same time. You brush your teeth the same way. You go to work the same way. You come home and do the same things. Everything becomes so habitual to you. And the problem with that is this type of lifestyle lacks mindful activities. What are mindful activities? It could be reading. It could be stretching. It could be meditation. It could be all types of different things that put your brain to use, or even allow you to tap in with yourself, allow you to lock in. Now, what is the problem with this? Oh, I'm living my life fine with that, right? I go out day to day and I'm just cool, right? No. You're missing a whole other side to yourself that you don't even know exists, because you're stuck in robot mode. You're stuck in NPC mode. You on standby mode, just going through the motions, Just living life the same every way, not even unlocking the full potential of your brain, the full potential of yourself. So like I said though, if you're not interested in discovering other sides of yourself and unlocking your full potential, you probably should exit out the video right now. If all you want to do is be entertained and just laugh and just be a bot forever, just drop the video now. Don't even waste your time, my boy. But you know, like I know, that if you still here and you still want to hear it, I appreciate you for choosing what's best for you, because it's, like I said, it's a world full of BS out here. Let's get right to it, bro.
To look at the data
and body. Science has contributed to our understanding of the effects of meditation on the brain and body.
The research that we've done on meditation in the brain has focused on two major domains that meditation actually affects. One is attention, and the other is emotion. And what we have discovered is that the circuits in the brain that are important for...
Now, don't feel like this is going to be one of them school documentaries. Like I said, everything that's being said here, I'm just showing y'all this video so y'all can see their reaction when they saw the brain waves. And then so y'all could kind of get introduced to the topic. Just know I'm going to explain all this stuff in my own words. And
regulating
but I just gotta let it play
attention
first.
And emotion can be transformed by meditation. The 30,000-foot goal is to use the scientific research to understand the nature of suffering and how it can best be alleviated. And Mingyur Rinpoche was one of our first long-term practitioners.
Well, this will be strapped onto the arm,
practitioners in meditation.
And we'll get your ratings of how...
That's normal, without meditation?
Yes. Yes, without meditation.
Usually when you do this kind of research with either brain electrical measurements or MRI, it takes a lot of what we call post-processing to look at the data. And what post-processing means is simply lots of computer algorithms churning at the data after the data is collected, and it often takes many days.
Here you go. Listen.
Computer processing to extract these really weak signals in a lot of noise. It's finding a needle in a haystack. With Mingyur Rinpoche, we didn't need any fancy post-processing. We actually were able to see a signal with our naked eye. Of course, the first thing
They said typically when they do something like this and related to these experiments, it takes them days to process the data that they receive and to be able to interpret it and to be able to, dissect it amongst all the other brain waves, whatever the case may be. Like I said, it's going to be so interesting once we get into the actual gamma waves, bro, because you're going to be like, damn, like what the watch, I'm telling you, it's going to get deep.
Artifact and there's something
they
wrong.
can see it with their own eyes, bro, just looking at it.
This just is not... Actually, we're able to see a signal with our naked eye. Of course, the first thing we thought is that there's artifact and there's something wrong, because this just is not something that we typically would see. And so then we had to go through the entire recording system and take everything apart and put it back together before we convinced ourselves that this is actually real. Then when we discovered that it was real, it was really quite amazing, because nobody had ever seen these kinds of signals before for this length of time. And what we were looking at are gamma oscillations in the brain. They're very fast frequency brain oscillations, and they're seen in any ordinary person, but they're seen for very short periods of time, typically less than 1 second. They also don't have such large amplitude. And when Mingyur Rinpoche...
Amplitude has to do with, like, when you're looking at that line shit on the graph, right? Amplitude is how high and low that parabola dips, or that curve dips.
As meditating, these signals were large, they were highly synchronized, and they lasted for many minutes. They lasted for the entire time that the meditation session was in progress. And that's what made them very visible. So that was really a very important moment, because we knew from a scientific perspective, there was a there there. We can see that a person who meditates for even just 2 weeks, 30 minutes a day, shows a different pattern of brain activity than when they started. 2 weeks before. And that is really important because it suggests that the brain really is plastic, that we really can make these changes, and that it actually doesn't take that much. A total of 7 hours of practice was sufficient to change the brain in very objective, measurable ways.
All right, so now you're like, what the hell are they talking about, bro? Why should I care? What does any of that mean? Like I said, now we're going to get into the different types of brain waves. When you show these brain waves, what they're associated with, and blah, blah, blah. And then that's when we get to the gamma waves. That's when your mind is really going to be like, whoa. Now, through all of this, bro, I'm not telling you to get a bald head and just move in the mountains. I'm just saying that there's research that when a person has a high amount of gamma waves in their brain, you know, associated with that meditation he was talking about, with like tapped into that type of consciousness, these people are more happier. You're quicker. You're able to focus on these things. Now imagine this. You're at a point in your life. Now I don't care who you are or where you're at in your life, but let's imagine this. You're at a point in your life where you feel as though you want more from yourself, right? You haven't achieved everything you have achieved. I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70, 30, 20, 19, 10 years old, bro. You're never done until you die. So let's imagine you're at a point in your life where you feel like you want to do more. You want to achieve more. You want to try harder, right? How can you do this if you are at bay of the traffic of life? Remember what I said in the beginning. Life is always moving. It's like you're constantly stuck in traffic. How can you ever sit back and get your shit together or even plan it if you don't tap in with yourself? If you don't, like I said, when you see what the meditation does and those gamma waves, they're associated with deep thought and focus. Otherwise, throughout the day, bro, you just mindlessly doing things. You just talking to people. You just going places, doing this and doing. You just in the flow of things. The amount of how effective you can be when you actually use your time. When you really realize how you use your time, it matters. We all get 24 hours in a day. Everybody gets 24 hours in a day. It's just that what you do with yours is different from what somebody else is doing with theirs. But you have the choice, though, bro. You really do have the choice. Now, like I said, though, when you start to realize that the importance of tapping in with yourself, of meditation, just finding that inner peace and that inner slowness with all the fast shit going around your world, bro, you'll start to be more peaceful. And now guess what? A lot of people tend to get this from what? Smoking, some sort of drug. They say getting high. That separation from yourself when you're high. Let me tell you that for someone, that's a way of living. Could you imagine how you feel now? I even had this conversation with my dad before when we was talking about drugs, alcohol and stuff like that, and he was like, you can't feel the same that you do when you're smoking or when you're drinking. And I was like, who said you were ever meant to feel that way? So just imagine like a purely healthy lifestyle, and where you like, bro, I smoke because I smoke and I do this and it just makes me feel different. And why do you get attached to that? Why do you get addicted to that? Most of the times when I've seen people have some sort of an addiction to something, and any drug, it could be anything, bro. It could be anything, bro. Literally anything. It tends to happen when their mental health has a hole in it. There's some sort of hole or something missing mental health wise. Now when I say mental health, I'm not talking about schizophrenia or bipolarness. I'm talking about overall happiness, overall contentment with life, overall appreciation or gratitude with where that person is at mentally. And that when that drug comes in, or that substance, or that it could be alcohol, it could be anything, bro. Some people even have shopping addictions or some shit. But say spend money or fuck women to get by, to escape the reality of their mental health. When that fixation of that abuse or that addiction comes in, it has to do with that what's missing there. Now, when a person gets caught up in that addiction, like I said, it could be shopping, it could be anything, bro. It's so hard to get out of that, because not only were you in traffic before that addiction, you were running away from yourself and you were ignoring that side of yourself. You're now using another wall or crutch or barrier between that. which makes it 10 times harder, because now this thing got its claws clutched into you. But guess what? It's always your choice. That's the beauty in it all. It was your choice when you started, and it will be your choice when you stop. But for my people that like, you might just be alright, you might just not have any addiction yet. You might just be here curious to get into meditation and understand the benefits of it. But like I said, I want to keep mentioning other aspects of this stuff, bro, because you got to understand the bigger picture as we go through this. I'm gonna read these things to y'all. What I'm gonna try to do is zoom in so that y'all could just read it from my screen. Alright, let me turn that notification off, because that came from Twitch. I'm not live right now though, but that shit just always makes the noise. So listen, what to know about gamma brainwaves, right? Understanding brainwaves. I'm gonna break all this down. Like I said, for those of you who don't know, before I even started YouTube and got into content, what I was doing in school was I was on the pre-med track to be a neurosurgeon. That's what I wanted to do in life, right? I wanted to go to medical school, get into neurosurgeon, because I've always been fascinated with the brain, always been fascinated with science. So as I come to YouTube, it's even hard for me to troll and fuck around too much, because like, I do have a passion for knowledge. I do have a passion for like dropping gems and getting into topics like these. That's what I love about this community, and that's what I love about me as a content creator, that I feel like I'm the only one doing shit like this, especially at my age and my demographic. Everybody that's my age that look like me and that's on this YouTube shit is doing purely entertainment based things. Now I see a lot of people are starting podcasts, which I do like, but even the topics on them, you know what I'm saying? So I just like that we could just bring so much range when we come to the dojo, when we have this community. I want to keep that, encourage that. So starting with the brainwaves, right? It says your brain is made up of cells called neurons. When your brain performs neurological functions, neurons transmit information to each other, blah, 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 blah. These signals produce rhythms or wave patterns known as brainwaves. So like I said, you think about something, you imagine something, they'll see a brainwave because a neuron just fired and did something, yada, yada, yada. I want to keep these things on a simple level. I don't want it to be like you have to be a fucking neuroscientist to understand what's going on here, because I want you to be able to follow along and understand the point throughout it all. Don't get caught up in the details. Just understand how these pieces play a part. There are different types of brainwaves. Brainwaves are measured in cycles per second or hertz based on their frequency or speed. This suggests that your brainwaves can be fast or slow, right? There are different frequencies, and then when you see them different frequencies, there's certain, they can measure that and they can determine, okay, based on this frequency or the hertz of that brainwave, here's what that brainwave is at. But not only can they do that, they associate or they connect that when you have these different measurable brainwaves, they can associate what's going on at that time. So delta brainwaves, starting with this one, we're gonna get to the gamma ones I keep talking about. Delta brainwaves. Your brain produces delta waves when you are completely relaxed in deep sleep. Delta waves are essential for your body to heal and restore during sleep. These are the slowest brain waves and range from 1 to 4 hertz, right? Theta brain waves. Theta waves are produced when you're sleeping or daydreaming when awake. These waves are associated with relaxation and low alertness. They occur when you're lost in thought, drowsy, or sleepy. When you're lacking, you're probably on theta mode, my boy. Or like everybody daydreams, everybody might sit there and just wander and then come back to what they were doing or wherever they were at. Or they might get lost in thought. So you're probably in theta brainwaves at that time. Alpha brainwaves. Y'all know y'all love the alpha male red pill hit ass energy. So alpha waves are produced when you're awake, but your mind is in a resting state. They're associated with being calm and alert. They can help you during activities that require learning and coordinating. They fall right in the middle of the brainwave spectrum, ranging from 8 to 12, right? Beta brainwaves are produced throughout your daily activities. It occurs when you're awake, alert, busy, and focused. So like I said, when you're in robot mode, or just in the normal mode of what you're doing, you might be brushing your teeth, you might be on a jog. Well, when you're in a jog, you could be focused in your mind, you could be focusing on something, so that might not be a good example. But on a day-to-day basis, on like I said, your normal activities, probably in beta brainwaves. Low beta waves occur when you're thinking. Beta waves occur when you're performing activities or focusing on something. High beta waves occur when you're excited or anxious. They also occur when you experience something new or have complex thoughts. Gamma brain waves. Now, like I said, hold on. Let me make a point here before I even get to the gamma brain waves, because it's going to go even deeper into that. You have to realize the connection with these things in your breathing, because then we get into meditation, right? You got to realize how your breathing is connected into this. Bro, you can't live without a heart, right? Your heart beats, pumps blood through your body, all the things in your body works. Simple, right? How does your heart work? You inhale oxygen, and this oxygen keeps your heart pumping, right? That blood is also connected to your brain, as is everything in your body. So what you need to realize is that when you control your breathing, you control the rate at which your heart beats, and you control your attention throughout this whole process and what you're focused on, rather than being at bay to what's going on, or your impulses, your emotions, or what your desire is. That we're talking beyond self-control at this point. We're talking about a different level of consciousness, and you might not even realize it. And then guess what? This should be like candy to a baby if you don't even do none of this shit. If you never even gotten into this, you never even heard anything I'm saying, or never even tried meditation, or never even cared until this day, you should be like, your mouth should be watering, bro. You should be like, let me get my hands on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're about to tap into something that you never even tapped in before. You're about to experience a version of yourself that you never even experienced before. Now imagine doing this. Like I said, we talk about mindful activities, reading, writing, just meditating. Imagine the kind of shit you can plan in such a short amount of time, or how effective you can get with your time with this amount of focus. Now, like I said, on a day-to-day basis, with life moving constantly and the traffic of life always flowing, we tend to lack opportunities, and we don't even lack the opportunities, but we tend to lack the activities or the actual focus of tapping in with ourselves and doing these things, and we miss out on the benefits of that. So now let's get into gamma brain waves, but I wanted to make that bigger picture connect right there. Gamma waves are the fastest brain waves. They mainly occur when you're highly alert and conscious. Gamma brain waves have the highest frequency among all brain waves. They are associated with high levels of thought and focus. They can have different effects depending on their levels in your brain. Let's get right to it, baby. If your brain produces high levels of gamma waves, you tend to be happier and more receptive. You may also have a higher intelligence quotient, or IQ, and better concentration. But the fact that you can improve these brain waves simply by practicing meditation day by day, just throwing it in there, like the neuroscientist said, 30 minutes a day for 2 weeks showed a dramatic change. Now we're gonna get into the types of meditation. I already got that prepared. The 9 different types of meditation, how to meditate. We're gonna get into that. I want to just drop this on y'all and give you and drop you a fish and not teach you how to fish. But I want y'all to understand the significance to this and with everything that's going on before I just jump into it and say meditate, meditate, meditate. Because I feel like a lot of gurus on the internet, and they just throw this stuff at y'all, but they don't have the facts to back up what they're saying. Now listen, if your brain produces low levels of gamma waves, you may develop learning and memory problems. You may experience lower concentration, shorter attention span, and mental ability. Lower levels of gamma waves can even lead to learning disabilities and mental disorders. A point I want to make here is that, bro, everything is connected in a way that you might not even realize. Now, from a scientific point of view, when you look at the stars in the sky, the different planets in the galaxies, the meteors, everything in the universe, right? We are even connected with the stars. You look at your skin, you look at your heart, you look at your eyes, you might be like, well, I'm just a human. This is just what we have. You might just have come to accept that. But what you might have never sat there and thought about is that your body is made up of chemicals or elements, right? And they combine in certain different ways. Whether you've heard of things like carbohydrates, proteins, fats. Oh, you heard about these things in a nutrition point of view, but what you don't realize is they have a chemical makeup, a chemical formula to them. Carbohydrates and backbones. Like I said, I don't want to get too deep into the science of it, because then I'll be going into organic chemistry, genetics, and all different types of things. Well, not genetics, but organic chemistry mostly. What you got to realize is that these elements that make up what we call proteins, fats, even DNA, all these types of things, all these elements are present in all different things in the universe, different stars, different planets, all these different things. So in a sense, everything is connected and everything is related, because we're all made up of the same things. So we are just matter in a different form, in a different combination. Same thing with the fish in the ocean and other animals. We're just in a different form of that, but we're all made of, like it's an interesting fact out there, like we share 50% of the DNA with a banana. Why am I getting so many notifications right now, my boy? Let me turn it off before I lose my train of thought. But what I need you to realize is, without going into too much detail, I don't want to lose myself, because I already know my attention span. If I lose my train of thought with these brain waves, I'll get into a whole nother topic. And like I said, even what I'm mentioning now is a topic for a whole nother day. But if y'all want to hear more about that, I'll get into it. What y'all need to realize is that there's more to this world than you realize. There's more to this life than you realize. And it's all over your head. But as long as you stay on standby mode, on bot mode, you're going to stay on that lower level of thought. You're going to stay on fuck bitches, get money mode. You ain't never going to experience the rest of life and what's more to it. Now, I don't want to drop too much on you at once, but what I need you to realize is there's a lot out there waiting for you, my nigga, and you need to be ready to accept it. Now, let's get back to the brainwaves. Whether you accept it or not, that's up to you. Whether you want to stay on bot mode, stay on entertainment mode, watch a bunch of bullshit all day and live a BS life, that's fine, bro. That's fine. Okay, gamma waves are associated with higher brain functions like cognition and memory. A recent study has shown that gamma waves can improve your working memory. Studies have also revealed that increased gamma brainwave activity can help you achieve the highest concentration levels. Gamma waves can also promote higher states of awareness and increased brain function during meditation. Gamma waves have the following benefits. They can improve your cognition and problem solving ability, so improve your brain working speed, how fast your brain works. They help you with information processing. You learn something and how quickly you can process it, make sense of it, all related to IQ and all that kind of stuff. But you can improve this just through meditation. They can improve your memory. They can help increase your attention span. They can increase your awareness and mindfulness. They may boost your brain's immunity and function. Right? Let's stay on the benefit side of things before they even get to the bad parts. This is the relation that these are the benefits you'll have with increased brain gamma waves. Now imagine you notice the opposite of this in your life. You feel as though you're slower. You're having a hard time remembering things. Your attention span is short and all over the... Now I say my attention span is short because when I tend to focus on something, I go in depth with it. So if I was to have that whole conversation about us being connected with everything and the elements that make up us and the stars, what would click in my brain is the lecture that I have prepared for that. The whole hour that I can go into describing and talking about that shit. So I have to stop myself before I even unlock a different thought process or train of thought. So I have to come back to this train of thought so I don't lose that in thinking deeply in something else. That's what I say when I mean short attention span. I don't mean short attention span in the fact that 1 minute I'm on TikTok, 1 minute I'm on fucking Instagram, 1 minute I'm trying to call somebody, 1 minute I'm just all over the place attention span. I mean attention span of deep thought. Now listen, you might have a hard time remembering things, you might have a hard time focusing, you might have a hard time. All of this is related to this lack of connection with yourself, this lack of meditation, this lack of gamma waves. You don't even realize it. That's why I'm bringing it to your attention, because I really do fuck with y'all, bro. If you ask me, bro, that's my real intention with this internet shit, bro. I don't care about the entertainment. I don't care about subscribers. I don't care about views. I don't care about clout. I don't care about none of that shit, bro. All I care about when I make content is that impact on that viewer. Now, I like to provide a wide range of things. I don't want to just be purely just gems and knowledge. That's why we do entertainment things, because I know that there's a balance to it. And at the end of the day, I do have a balance as an individual. I do like to have fun and troll sometimes, make some jokes. Okay, so what? I do like to have fun, play with the Dooney demons, do all that kind of shit. But here's the other part of the balance, getting into topics like this. So look, because of these effects, researchers have indicated the use of gamma brainwaves to treat these following conditions: Alzheimer's disease, schizophrenia, mild traumatic brain injury, epilepsy, stroke, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or ADHD, mood disorders like depression. How to boost your brainwaves? You can manipulate and boost your brainwaves through various activities. Meditation, first on the list. Different types of meditation and breathing exercises can increase the production of gamma waves in your brain. Connect that to the benefits of that shit, bro. Diet, including nuts like pistachios and peanuts in your diet can help you boost your gamma and delta brainwaves respectively. Now, we can get into the whole idea of how nutrition, like when somebody says you are what you eat, I don't even think you understand how literal that is. You are literally what you eat. You are what you eat. So remember the video I did in relation to semen retention and fasting and that, like probably 2 videos ago? Like I said though, I have to stop myself now because that's a whole nother video. It's a whole nother deep topic that I could go in on that, nutrition. But guess how all these things that I talk about are connected. So even you might be a surface level thinker, but you're on the verge of unlocking more to yourself and getting more into these topics, but you're holding yourself back. Poor diet, poor lifestyle habits, you substance abuse or depression and these things. But the solutions to all those answers are on the other side of this practice, bro. If you can, listen, bro, if you can recognize the problem, you're 99% done solving it. Real shit. If you know it, it's a problem. You're almost done solving it. You're this close. You're this close, bro. If you can recognize the problem, I'm telling you, that's half the battle, my boy. So listen, music. A study has shown that auditory stimuli like music or binaural beats can help boost your alpha and theta brainwaves. And then we can talk about even listening to music at a certain frequency and how that impacts your brain. Because all these things are connected, bro. Frequency, motion. Listen. Let's just stay on focus on with this right now. So now we're going to get into the meditation. Bro, I got to get another water bottle, my boy. I'm gonna see if I can finish this on this with this much, but I just finished that way. All right, let's see if I can finish this without fucking getting too thirsty, bro. Cause I'm a little sick right now, so I'm a little more dehydrated than normal. So listen, if you know there are multiple types of meditation, you might see all on the internet people say meditate, 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 and you're just stuck with like, well, what the fuck do I do? What are you talking about even? So to get more into that, let me zoom in so y'all can see this a bit better. I think that's good. Let me check the screen. No, let me probably do it one more time. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Alright. There are 9 popular types of meditation practice. Mindfulness meditation, spiritual meditation, focus meditation, movement meditation, mantra meditation, transcendental meditation, progressive relaxation, loving kindness meditation, visualization meditation, etc. If you want to look at these articles directly, I'm gonna put them in the description. I'm not gonna go into each one of these, but I'm gonna go into the ones that I feel are most beneficial and from my personal experience with them on you know what I would recommend. So mindfulness meditation. Also, sometimes people meditate till sound. So you might just put a playlist on. Let that not any song, not fucking NBA Youngboy, some crazy shit, but you might literally put on you might search on YouTube meditation music, 432 hertz or something like that, and let that play. And then when you sit there and breathe, put everything to the side, put your phone down, all distractions away. And when you really get good at this, you can even do this while distractions are around you. While, let's say, your little brother and sister are running across the room, the TV's on in the living room. Cars are driving by. because that's another part of meditation, focusing on your senses, what you hear, what you smell, what you see, what you feel, what you taste, and becoming aware of that, and just controlling your awareness. Because the simplest way I can put it, bro, if you ever hear the word meditation, just think of controlled awareness. That's the best. That's, you know, there might be a meditation guru like, oh, this guy's completely wrong. I'm trying to dumb it down as much as I can. When I think of meditation, I just think of controlled awareness. Now, getting into different types of meditation, a part of that control may be having no control, but just having the awareness to control that. Like it's almost like the head before the horse. What came first, the chicken or the egg kind of thing? But let's just get into the types of meditation, starting with mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation originates from Buddhist teaching, and this is the most popular and researched form of meditation in the West. Now, what you may not know is, if you ever heard of Kobe or LeBron or them type of superstars in them sports, and how good they were and dominant they were in their domain, you can find the video, and rest in peace to Kobe. You can find the video with Kobe talking about meditation. And you can even find a video out there, what I think it was Chris Rock. Chris Rock talked about how he was sitting next to Kobe during an NBA game. And he was like trying to get his attention, like, Kobe, yo. And Kobe was not, he said it's like Kobe didn't even know he was saying anything to him. So not that Kobe was ignoring him. Kobe might have been very full aware that Chris Rock was trying to get his attention. But his awareness was so focused on what he was doing, getting his head in the game, in the flow, that he chose not to give Chris Rock any attention. It's not that Kobe was ignoring him. Kobe, the exact opposite. Kobe was full aware that he was trying to get his attention. Very aware, very conscious that this man was trying to say something to him. But his controlled awareness allowed him to focus on the game, keep his head in the game, and stay in that flow state and drop 50 every fucking game. LeBron, you'll see a video of LeBron on the sideline like this. So if you don't believe me, if you don't want to care about none of this stuff, bro, just look at your favorite athletes. Just look at them and look at their thoughts and opinions on meditation. Don't just trust the YouTube video. Just look at the actual practice of it and what people are saying the benefits are and the importance of it is. Now listen. In mindfulness meditation, you pay attention to your thoughts as they pass through your mind. You don't judge the thoughts or become involved with them. You simply observe and take note of any patterns. This practice combines concentration with awareness. You may find it helpful to focus on an object or your breath while you observe any bodily sensations, thoughts, or feelings. This type of meditation is good for people who don't have a teacher to guide them, as it can be easily practiced alone. Now, like I said, meditation overall, I think of controlled awareness. And what I should have said is concentrational awareness, or I don't even know how to combine the two words. But 3 words I think of when I think of meditation is controlled, awareness, and concentration. Those are the 3 words that come to mind. So when you see that they talk about mindfulness meditation, and it's saying that you don't judge the thoughts or become involved with them, you simply observe them and take notes of patterns. You're not controlling your thoughts, or you're not controlling any of this. You're just aware and you're concentrating on them. You're not forcing it to flow anyway. And a lot of misconceptions people may have about meditation is that your mind just goes blank. It's just like when you're meditating perfectly, it's a black void in your head, or a white void, and it's just nothing. It's the exact opposite. In the sense that you clear your mind. And it's in the noise of the mind, all the shit that comes to your mind, all the impulses, all the desires, all the short attention span, all the traffic of the world slows down. All the loudness around you focuses in on something. You're concentrated and you're aware at the same time. It's a beautiful feeling, bro. So that's one meditation, mindfulness meditation. Another one we talk about is movement meditation. Although most people think of yoga when they hear movement meditation, this practice may include walking. Going on a nature walk, putting your phone in your book bag or your pocket and not checking that shit. Gardening, qigong, you know, people hit the gong john, the tai chi, other gentle forms of movement. Stretching. This is an active form of meditation where the movement guides you into a deeper connection with your body and present moment. Movement meditation is good for people who find peace in action and want to develop body awareness. So you might, let's say you can't just go straight into mindfulness mode where you just sit there and be like, it might help you to walk. It might help you to stretch. And while you're doing something, with your body moving and focusing on that, it helps you focus. You know what I'm saying? Mantra meditation. This is the one that everybody has heard of, where you hear things like those are mantras. Those are the mantras that they're repeating. Transcendental meditation. I would encourage everyone to look into this one, because I remember hearing about this before, and when I heard about it, it was from a book called Principles. It was written by Ray Dalio, and he's a multi-billionaire, one of the richest men in the world. And he talked about how transcendental meditation helped him and changed his life. But the thing about this one is, you tend to need let me actually read it though, because they say you tend to need a practitioner, a certified actual practitioner to help you and guide you through this. Because when you do transcendental meditation, I believe it said that they give you a specific mantra, or that might be mantra meditation. I might be getting the two mixed up. I haven't looked into the details of these things in a while. But Transcendental Meditation Tm is a type of meditation that's been subject of numerous studies in the scientific community. Tm was founded by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi and refers to a specific practice designed to quiet the mind and induce a state of calm and peace. It involves the use of mantra and is best taught by a certified Tm practitioner. This practice is for those who want an accessible approach to the depth that meditation offers. So like I said, that's basically all I have to drop on y'all for this video. I wanted y'all to see the full process and the full train of thought of taking it from the brain waves we mentioned, how to better those brain waves, what's the benefit of those brain waves, and to still have the bigger picture of it when we think of things like you just living your everyday life and you not even realizing what's right in front of you. Or when we talk about, we all ask things when I do my spiritual videos, you're like, bro, how do you tap in with yourself? How do you become more spiritual? How do you become more aware? I'm not just going to throw these things at y'all and not really go in depth. So this is me providing y'all with meditation and connecting it to science, because that's not even how I live my life. Anything I believe in, anything I back or support, I always tend to make sure I'm well researched behind it. Even when it comes to the dating advice, my own experience is not just my support for this. It may be observing other experiences. It may be even, like I said, I haven't read a lot of books on seduction and the art of these things, because I've always felt as though life was my greatest teacher with these things. So even while reading the 48 Laws of Power, a lot of those things resonated with me because they are things I've observed in people. But the detail and extent and in depth that he went through with that book really exposed a lot of things. Or let's even talk about the Art of Seduction. I always know, no matter how much I know, there's always more to learn. Always more to learn. And I want you to have that mindset with anything. So even with this gem I dropped you on a video, let that shit fire your brain. Let you want to know more. I just wanted to start the fire, start the dojo, get the rockets ready to go to the moon, baby, to Saturn, and we leaving the solar system and won't even know we exist. Stay sturdy, y'all.